people stand up and they say they're Torah ideas, right? And this more it says like this, and this more it says the opposite. Over here we have a Tosfos that says a third thing. How can we reconcile all this? In the Rambam it says like this, but in the Shulchan Aruch it says like that. How can we reconcile all these ideas? Torah ideas, right? Throwing Torah ideas one against the other. Try to understand the Torah better. Samuchim, in the days which are how do you say near to this, to Shavuos. Isru Chag, in Isru Chag. Isru Chag is a name for the day after every holiday. It's called Isru Chag. Isru Chag Shavuos, Isru Chag Pesach. Isru means the day after the holiday. Isru Chag. The Isru Chag is also a little bit holy. Also, it says you should keep the holiness a little bit. Have nice clothes. Isru Chag. Isru Chag means the day after every holiday is called Isru. Isru means from the language of Isru Chag what is it? Kanfei on Mizbeach. We have it on the in Tehillim, and also we say it in Hallel. Hallel. The Isru Chag means you tie up, you bind up an offering. You bind it up, or you bring it an offering to the temple. So they use it for Isru, means it's tied up. The word Isru means to tie up. You tie up the day after the holiday. It's tied to the holiday. It's the day right after, so you make it also a little bit holy. It says you should make Kinusei Torah. You should make Torah gatherings. The Isru and the day after Chag Shavuos. Zman, the time, Matan Toratenu, that the Torah was given. Or the Yamim in the days of Samuchim that are next. Lizet to this. Ka'omer la'el, like we said before. Shakal Shana, that every year. So Arich, it's necessary. Osif, to add. Bekal, turn the page over. In Yanim, all of these matters, Elu, these things. Yoter Sa'et, with more power. Ubam Yoter Oz, and with more energy. Strength, energy. Hey, and weather. So the Rebbe has a whole chain over here of things that you're supposed to actually do, right? You're supposed to think about. Think about loving every Jew on the first day of Sivan. Think about Na'aseh v'Nishma on the 5th day of Sivan. Try to bring as many people as you can to Shul on Shavuos itself. And also when the Ten Commandments are given, try to think about that this is just like the first day it was given in Mount Sinai. And the day after the holiday, you should try to gather children together. You should try to make a Torah gathering, right? As much as possible. A lot of things to do. And you should do it every year even more. Hain, weather, benogea, relevant. Hachanos, to the preparations. Hashayachim, which are relevant. Yamim, to the days. Shalifnei, that are before. Zman, the time of Matan Toratenu. Behain, or weather. If you don't get words, Baruch, we can sit after the you can also stop me in the middle also, but if you don't get words, don't worry. We'll sit after class, clean that, and we'll go over it. Behain, or weather. Benogea, regarding Machlatot Tovot, the good decisions. Hishtadlut, and your efforts. Benogea, relevant to Inyanim, the things Ashayachim, which are Shayachim, Nogea is the same thing, which are connected. Lizman Ma'an Tarotenu, the day of the giving of the Torah, and the days that are after it. So it's all these preparations you have to actually do. Right, Colby, you're going to go home? You got a lot to do. The first day of Sivan, think about how to love every Jew. All the Jews were like one in the desert. The 5th day of Sivan, think about Na'aseh v'Nishma. Remember what it means? Ask someone. On the day of Shavuos, you have to try to gather as many people you can to the shul, especially even children, even young children, even babies, because the children, they were our guarantors. And also, you have to think when the 10 Commandments are read, this is like the first time. And then immediately after, you have to try to organize, or at least participate in gather Torah gatherings where people say words of Torah. And like we said before, Shebechol Shana, that every year, it's necessary to add b'hachanot, in the preparations of Matan Torah. B'frad, and especially all these things I said are important, but especially what's important is the hachana and the preparation. You with me? The hakdamas of saying first preceding nasa l'nishma, of saying first I'll do it and then I'll understand it. I'll understand it even better. The Erev Chag Shavuos, which that you're supposed to do on the 5th day of Sivan, right before Shavuos. Al Yedei Zeh, and all similarly, Gam also the Matan Torah, the giving of the Torah, the Kabbalah of the Torah, and receiving the Torah, the Chag Shavuos and the holiday of Shavuos. Who is the Darga Nalit? It is in a level which is higher, more. Every year has to be a little bit deeper, a little bit more. The Ad until Be'ein Oruch. In fact, it should be even a lot more. The Ad Shebakol Shana, that every year you just do your best and you'll see that things will change. Every year will be infinitely better than the previous year. Until we see that, calling, all these things. Matan Torah, Kabbalah, giving the Torah, receiving the Torah, and also the preparations for this, they will be chadashim mamish. You feel it's all brand new every year. You with me, Kobe? You sure? Where are we in the Maamar? Where? Chadashim mamish. Ubafrad, and especially b'shanazu, and this year Tav Shin Nun Tes. Tav Shin Nun Tes, this is already 22 years ago, 24 years ago, right? Erev Shana, 22 years ago. 1989. Erev right before Shanat. Erev right before, the evening before, day before Shana Tav Shin Nun, 1990. 1990 was a big year. You guys don't remember. And that was the tremendous miracles, right? That was when the Iron Curtain fell and the Iraqi war, all these. We can say that Tav Shin Nun is remez. This hints at Rosh Tevis, the initials. The initials of Tav Shin Nun are Tehei Shanas Nisim. It will be a year of miracles. Gam b'Shanas Nun, also this year, Erev Tav Shin Nun, right before Tav Shin Nun, To'amim, already we can taste kavar from the miracles of Tav Shin Nun, the miracles that are going to happen. We can taste already from the miracles of Tav Shin Nun. Tav Shin Nun was a year when the Iron Curtain fell and that there was the Iraqi war. These incredible, right, not normal things happened. Said it before it happened, sure, of course. Tav Shin Nun. Right, that's right. Already. And the Rebbe said you don't have to worry that there's not going to be anybody hurt in Israel. There's not going to be any. Israel's going to be the safest place, and they're not going to use any gas warfare and everything like that. And nobody agreed with him. There was no one in the whole world that agreed with the Rebbe. No one. This Saddam Hussein, Machshamo, he had stockpiled all these gas and all these things. Nobody even knows where it is until this day. For sure, he had gas and he had all these things, and everybody bought. There was everybody in Israel. They gave gas masks. Everybody had gas masks. You have to carry your gas mask with you all the time. People were walking on the street every time. The biggest, strongest people. Everybody had their gas masks. And generals in the army and everybody had gas masks. And they were walking on the street with gas masks. And all the Chabadniks, none of them had gas masks. Right? They had it in the home. Some of the wives that were afraid. Whatever. Nobody walked on the streets with a gas mask. They had it in a little box. You had a little box you carried with a little handle on it. You get it. And the Rebbe said, don't put on the gas mask. You're not going to need the gas mask. He said, don't make trouble. If they tell you to put it on, don't try to be different. He said, but you don't have to put it on. There's no need to put it on. Nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to be bad. And it ended up that the only people that were really killed in Israel were the people who put on the gas mask. They put on gas masks and they suffocated. Forgot there was a little thing you're supposed to open up. They didn't open it. People had heart attacks. Sure, of course. Sure. It was the year after I had a Chabad house in the yeshiva. There were bombs that fell. They broke windows.
In Kfar?
In the Shur. Right outside the Kfar. They broke the windows in
this is the World War.
This is the Iraqi war. He shot these Scud missiles. These big missiles that he shot in Israel. And every one of the missiles hit exactly where he wanted it to. There were whole buildings that fell down. There were apartment buildings 5-story buildings. They fell down totally, and nobody was hurt. This is not Tav Shin Nun. Tav Shin Nun, 1990. They had people didn't know what to do, where to go. Should we go? If we go down low, then the gas will get us. If we stay up on top, the building's going to fall. People didn't know where they were going to go, and then ended up nothing happened. Didn't have to do anything. Until finally, after the first, he shot 39 missiles. Until finally, the Israelis themselves, they started realizing, so they would call up to the radios and say, "Hey, I just saw one." People would be on their houses to watch the missiles flying in the air because they realized there was nothing happening. And when they were shooting, all the Arabs were happy. They were blowing up Israel. There's a picture, a famous picture, that a whole building fell down. There were buildings that fell down. People were like in the shower, the toilet. The whole half of the building fell down. The guy was just sitting there. Everybody could see him. There was a story where the guy said only his head was sticking out from the rubble. Huge slabs of concrete were around. Just his head was sticking out. They uncovered the guy. They brought him. They took him to the hospital. They checked him up. They figured there must be something broken. Nothing. Absolutely nothing happened. The guy said, "I'm dying from boredom. I can't do anything. Let me out of here." Miracles, incredible miracles. You can't believe it. No one was hurt. There was one fellow that was killed, but they say he was killed from one of these Patriot missiles. Also, yeah. Okay. Tav Shin. It was the
39 missiles?
Yeah. That's the 39 missiles. Tzarich liyos, there has to be hachana. This year there has to be a preparation. But yet the fact is there's bigger miracles now. There's bigger miracles now than there was back then. Then they shot 39 missiles. Right? They shot 39 missiles. Now they're shooting, every day they shoot 10 missiles. Every day. They don't even report it. You read it in the Sunday's news that today shot 5 missiles, today 10 missiles. And then the next day you said it wasn't 10, it was 5 missiles, it was really 10, it was this. And they shoot and they don't hit anything. They gave them back this whole, the Gaza Strip, and they shoot missiles every day and nobody says anything.
Where?
Into Israel.
Where in Israel?
They shoot into Ashkelon, they shoot into all these cities down there, Sderot, all these cities in the south. Yeah, the missiles hit not far away. They have missiles all over the place. And then right before that, there was this the second Lebanon war. So they shot missiles from Lebanon. See, the thing is so stupid. They told the Israelis to pull out. So the Israelis pulled out, and the United Nations said, "Don't worry about it. We're going to guard the borders. Nothing is going to get in, not a fly. You're not going to have any. Israel's going to be the safest place in the world." Israel said, "Oh yeah, for sure, 100%." Good. They shook their hand. Okay, let them in. As soon as the Israelis pulled out, they say they have approximately 20,000 missiles. The Hezbollah, these people. That's what they say in Lebanon, and they can cover the whole Eretz Israel. They can cover the whole place. Why they don't use it is just completely nonsensical. Why all the missiles that they shoot from the Gaza Strip, they don't hit anybody. They don't hit. I'm telling you, they shoot hundreds of them, incredible, and they don't hit anything. They always fall on playgrounds right before the kids come, or late after the kids just left. Right? They hit shopping centers. It just happens to be there's nobody there. They hit buildings. The building falls in the there's pictures of missiles in a house. The guy's sitting in his front. He's looking at the missile. It's going to blow up any second. Doesn't blow up. Miracles. I'm telling you, it's bigger miracles now than there was back then. It's just now they're embarrassed. They don't want to report it. They want to say no. The Palestinians are our partners. There's no country in the world that does more to endanger their citizens than Israel. No country, maybe in the history of the world, that does more to endanger the citizens than Israel. They make these agreements with the Arabs. They announce all over the world the Arabs are right. We should give them land. We want to give them, but they don't want to accept it. And the Rebbe says that's the biggest miracle of all. They want to give them more land, and the Arabs don't want to accept it. They won't take it. The Rebbe said it. The biggest miracle. It's bigger than all these miracles. Saddam Hussein shot 39 missiles there. The miracle is that the Israeli government is so suicidal. The whole Zionistic idea, it's so insanely suicidal. They hate God, they hate the Torah, they hate mitzvahs, they hate Mashiach, they hate everything, they hate themselves. But we're learning, we're ruling. I'm the ruler. Here I am, I'm the ruler. What are you going to do first thing? First thing as ruler, I'm going to punch myself in the eye, and no one will stop me, because I'm the ruler. Right? So they let the Arabs in, and they give them land, and they let them the Knesset, and they're deciding, this and nothing happens to us. It's the most incredible thing in the world. They want to give them land. They give them guns. They gave them guns. It's the most insane thing in the world. There's bigger miracles than now. Bigger miracles than it is. Yes, it says, Al Yadeim by Mitzvah, Hosafa by adding on, Midei Shana, if you're going to prepare for the miracles back then, how much more you should prepare now? By means of adding on every year. Bishana in the year, Bahachanos in the preparations of the giving of the Torah. Mitos, if this adds on, Gam also the union of Matan Torah. By preparing yourself to receive the Torah, this adds on also in the giving of the Torah. Until, and that's really what changes the world. Until L'hosafa, to a change, Sheba'en Arov, which is incomparable, Ba'ofen, and in a way, Shel Chidush, of being new. New, because rabbis, whether you know it or not, the world is brand new every second. And you can renew yourself every second. And the Torah is brand new, and the power to do this comes from the Torah. Hagam, that even though Sha'in, and the whole topic of Matan Torah, Uba'ofen, and in a way of Chidush, of being new, who is the Meshech Kol Yemei Hashana, is in the course of all the days of the year. Harei, behold, Ikra Inyan, the main thing of Matan Torah. Do you remember we learned this Maamar, the whole thing about Lamor? Do you remember we learned about Lamor? Remember? Did you go? We went over this. Did we learn this? No. Yeah. In the first 3 paragraphs, talked about Lamor. To say that God gave us the power. When we say the words of Torah, it makes everything brand new. This is a very powerful Maamar. When you say the words of the Torah, saying the words, not just reading. You say the words of the Torah, saying them out. It makes the Torah brand new. And it makes you start to feel that the world is also brand new. Renews everything. It can, if you want to. But that even though where are we now? Mitosef also Matan Torah, right? Add until Hosafa, to an addition Sheba'en Orach, which is incomparable. Uba'ofen Shel Chidush, and in a way that's brand new. Ta'agam, that even though Sha'in, and the topic of Matan Torah, Ba'ofen, and in a way of Chidush, even though the giving of the Matan Torah, and that the Torah is new. Who is the Meshech Kol Yamei, is in the course of all of the days, Hashan of the year, Kanishkale, like we said before, in paragraph number 2, Harei, behold, Ikara Inyan, the main topic, the main power of Matan Torah, Uba'ofen Chadash Lagamri, that it's totally brand new, is in the Chag Shavuos, the Halav Shavuos, Zman Matan Torahsenu, the time of the giving of the Torah. So when you, on the Shavuos, it gives you the power to feel every day that the Torah is brand new. The Torah is actually more powerful than the whole world. Not is it more powerful, the world comes from the Torah. But on the other hand, Hashem wants there to be a world. He gave the Torah in the world. So the power that we can be brand new, you think to myself, well, do I understand? Well, don't worry, you learn the Torah, you'll be able to do good things and have effect on people, even one person, in a good way, that all of the professors and all these things in the whole world, they can't do. Can't do. Incredible. If you think about it sometimes, you get guys like, for instance, you have Karl Marx, Sigmund Freud, whatever I said. They destroyed so many people's minds. They destroyed so many people's morals and outlooks and lives. They destroyed people's lives. They took meaning and happiness out of life. Right? That there's no purpose. And these people were geniuses, and they affected millions of people. Everybody knows their names and everything. If they were just kept quiet, the world would be a better place now. Right? By us saying, learning the Torah and helping one person in a positive way, do more than Freud and Adler and Marx and Engels, all these guys all put together. You do one good thing, it's without saying, better than a million bad things. That's for sure. Right? Bad thing. So you can see that if you do one genuine thing, how much in turn this effect it can have on the whole world. And that's the whole thing of the Jewish people. How much the Jewish people are like 0.02% of the whole world. 1 out of every, 1,000 people or something like that? is Jewish. 1,000, something like that. Is Jewish. 1,000. 1,000. 1 against 1,000. How many Jews are religious? How many Jews are, right? How many Jews know about the Lubavitch Rebbe? How many, right? So it's 1 in a million. And who knows that? Right? But that one person, if he says something true, it'll affect one person. It'll have an effect on that person. And it doesn't seem like, your name is in lights and everything, but you can never tell. One good deed can transform the whole entire world. It's not bad to have your name in lights also, but at least you have to do the right thing. As we will learn, God willing, more tomorrow. And the whole thing starts on the holiday of Shavuos. Shavuos is the power of good in the world now. Have a good day. Thank you, everybody, for coming.